right. Well, in tonight's speech, President Trump will focus on his newly enacted tariffs. He's going to explain how those tariffs will help stop the illegals as well as the illicit drugs from flowing into the United States. Joining me now, Corinne Clark, co-founder of FreePressFailed.com, and Bobby Eberle, founder of GOPUSA.com. Welcome to you both. Let's first of all talk about the tariffs, and we're hearing word, Corinne, there already may be a deal in the works with Canada and Mexico. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit bad for Trump's speechwriters because things actually move so fast in this administration that you've got one talking point, it's already done. They're already talking about concessions to these tariff deals. And honestly, it's pretty easy to understand why. Canada and Mexico aren't holding a lot of cards. It's similar to the line that Trump gave Zelensky earlier this week, where he said, you don't have the cards. And that is the truth with Canada and Mexico as well. I think that we'll come to an agreement pretty quickly because their economies are more at stake with these tariffs than ours, and that gives us the upper hand, and I think Trump will speak to that a lot tonight.
All right, Bobby, apparently some of these Democrats are coming into the House with eggs, others dressing up in pink, the Pepto-Bismol caucus, we have to imagine. What do you think is going to happen? How do you think the Democrats are going to respond tonight?
I think it's going to be anywhere from silly to just embarrassing. And you know, if there's anything I can encourage all the viewers out there is whoever these Democrat consultants are, let's send them a check. You know, let's give them a raise because I want to keep them on staff as long as possible. These Democrats don't get it. I mean, they totally failed in the November election, and they're continuing to do the same thing, like opposing men and women's sports. I mean, opposing that bill. I mean, it's common sense, and the president's going to hit on common sense in this renewal of the American dream. Anything the Democrats do to oppose it is going to draw that same contrast that we saw in the November elections. I mean, it is a stark contrast between common sense and this far-left woke ideology that America has rejected. So the more they bring, the more that contrast is made, the more it helps the Republicans.
You know, Corinne, going back to last night, you had the vote there on the transgender athletes is really shocking, and I'm not understanding the politics here. Democrats going against the will of the American people. 79% of Americans oppose boys and girls sports. Why does why do the alphabet activists have a stranglehold on the Democrats?
You know, the logic of it is lost on me. I'm not sure where they're coming from on this. And this hits home. You know, University of Nevada is my alma mater, and there was a huge scandal in the fall with the volleyball team refusing to compete against transgender athletes. And this conversation spurred quite the uprising in Nevada, and Trump actually won. He's the first Republican presidential candidate to win Nevada since 2004. So it's quite a movement. And I think when you look back at the polls, this transgender issue was huge there. And I don't know why Democrats continue to make this mistake. I think this is really an 80-20 issue with America. 80% of Americans don't really want transgender athletes competing against women, not just because it's an ideological issue, but it's a safety issue for a lot of these women and girls. I don't know who their donors are. I'm not sure who they're speaking to, but it's not the American people. And when they make mistakes like this, it just makes that contrast clear. Like Bobby said, is they're not on the side of the average American. And I think Trump will call them out for that tonight.
Bobby, March 14th, we've got a possible government shutdown. President Trump endorsing a clean continuing resolution, posting this on Truth Social. As usual, sleepy Joe Biden left us a total mess. The budget from last year is still not done. We are working very hard with the House and Senate to pass a clean temporary government funding bill to the end of September. Let's get it done. Is that going to happen?
Well, you know, we keep kicking the can down the road, and eventually we're going to have to pay the piper. And what I'm hoping and maybe expecting to see from this speech tonight is a line from President Trump saying we need to balance the budget. I'm calling on Congress to balance the budget. I think it's time for that. I think we might see the president say that. In the meantime, they're trying to, you know, piecemeal together these CRs to keep the government open. The political fallout, I think the Republicans get so afraid of just the PR problem but it's not really a problem. It's just a challenge of explaining to the American people why we can shut down this government, why we need to finally draw the line. So maybe they get this done, but I am hoping that the president calls for a balanced budget and we finally get that passed.
All right, we will find out tonight right here on Newsmax 2. Corinne, Bobby, thank you both very much.
All right, friends, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button above. Once you do, tell your friends, share it, spread the word about the 13-minute news hour so we can keep growing. And for more great content, check out these videos right here, and I'll see you next time.